Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody joins us now. Attorney General, thanks for joining us. You were never alerted by this. You told me in the break that's not unusual. So what is unusual about this?
Well, this is unprecedented by the FBI to raid a former president's home, someone that was making noise about potentially running again against a current sitting president. I can tell you as a former prosecutor and judge myself, this tactic seemed overwhelming in terms of what was actually being disputed or sought in terms of the documents. And I think that's shocked the nation. I don't care what political party you're from, seeing an FBI contingent raid a former president's home put everyone on alert. Is the administration or is the DOJ particularly weaponizing a criminal investigation to suppress political opposition? And I think it's incumbent upon this president, this is no time in the history of our nation to cower behind a cough. Come out, speak with the American people, assure them that the DOJ and the FBI particularly is not being weaponized, or assure them that you will direct the Department of Justice to explain why this overwhelming tactic was used. I think it's important to the strength and stability of this nation.
All right, here's what the White House said. We did not have notice of the reported action and would refer you to the Justice Department for any information. They did go through Melania's wardrobe. They spent hours there. I don't know if they were shopping or searching. FBI agents scoured her wardrobe. They also looked through a storage unit. Some people sense that there was somebody on the inside of the Trump team that told them where to go. And can you actually raid an apartment because you took archives? Or do you think that this could be part of helping an investigation, for example, Letitia James in New York, helping an investigation the January 6th, helping the investigation of the Georgia investigation? So could all this stuff be the center, and could they be farming things out left and right to these other investigations?
Well, presumably, the copy of the warrant would have left the charges that were backed up or that the affidavit supported in the search warrant. That would have had to have been left at the residence, along with an inventory of what was taken. That will be generalized, of course, however many boxes, miscellaneous documents. But I think what is important and what everyone should know is yesterday, when the White House came out in the first press briefing after this raid took place, 5 reporters asked different ways, 12 questions regarding whether the DOJ or the FBI were being weaponized to suppress political opposition, and the question was never answered. It was even put just yes or no. That's unacceptable. At this moment in time, we need someone to come out, assure the American public we are not some, dictatorship. We are not a nation that is going to suppress political opposition. We're going to assure that our institutions of criminal investigation remain independent and fair. And that was not done. And I think that was a huge missed opportunity. Right.
If they're not dropping illegal immigrants into Jacksonville in the middle of the night without telling you, they're raiding a former president's house in your state without telling you. The federal government's got to communicate, I would think. Attorney General Moody, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson tonight.
This afternoon, Los Angeles Police Department, we received a radio call of possibly a body set on fire. Our park rangers were the first unit to respond, and after they came here, they made a determination that this, in fact, was a human person. Fire department shortly responded quickly thereafter. The fire was extinguished. We've made an initial determination that unfortunately this is a suicide. There are no indicators of foul play. We have no further information. We have not been able to identify who this person is. Notification to the next of kin is going to be pending. So at this point, it's going to be an open investigation, but it does look like this unfortunate incident is going to be a suicide. There's no evidence of any type of foul play, anything that would lead us to be consistent that somebody committed this act against their will.
Former National Security Advisor John Bolton was apparently the target of an assassination plot. The Justice Department announcing today an Iranian national is now facing charges. Here's NBC News Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent Andrea Mitchell.
Today, the Department of Justice unsealed charging documents revealing an Iranian murder plot against John Bolton, the Trump national security advisor. The individual charged, Shahram Poursafi, is an Iranian national believed to be located in Tehran and a member of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. The Justice Department alleges that he was working on behalf of the IRGC and starting in October 2021 attempted to pay U.S. nationals $300,000 to carry out the murder on U.S. soil in Washington, D.C. or in Maryland. The DOJ believes the attempted murder was in retaliation for the U.S. assassination of Qasem Soleimani, the commander of the Quds Force, the Special Operations Division of the Revolutionary Guard. That happened back in January 2020, after John Bolton had left the administration, but he was well known as a hardliner on Iran. He was also one of the architects of the maximum pressure campaign the Trump administration waged against Iran, and he was a leading critic of the Iran nuclear deal, which is in the final make-or-break stages of negotiations for the U.S. and Iran to re-enter that agreement, possibly soon. Iran was designated a state sponsor of terror by the Trump White House, and as part of those talks, Iran had demanded that the U.S. lift the terror label. The Biden administration has steadfastly refused to do that. And this incident likely demonstrates exactly why. In a statement released today, Bolton said, "I wish to thank the Justice Department for initiating the criminal proceeding unsealed today, the FBI for its diligence in discovering and tracking the Iranian regime's criminal threat to American citizens, and the Secret Service for once again providing protection against Tehran's efforts." Bolton has had Secret Service protection.
Our purpose in going to Taiwan was to say that we have this strong relationship built on the status quo, which we support, which is really important because they're saying, well, we're trying to upset. No, the Taiwan Relations Act of 1979, at the same time as our change of recognition, established the terms of our relationship, the 3 U.S.-China joint communiques, and the 6 assurances. So there's no departure from that. But in keeping with that, we will not allow China to isolate Taiwan. Their pretext was our visit for them to do what they normally do, intensified. They didn't do it when the Senate went under Chairman Menendez of the Foreign Relations Committee. They just decided to do it this time.
Some of the worst of the fighting is in eastern Ukraine, where Russian forces have unleashed a relentless barrage of artillery for months, part of Moscow's push to capture the entire Donbass region. But despite the constant fighting, the front lines have barely moved in weeks. And for residents living nearby, the threat of death is never far away. CNN's Nick Robertson has more.
In Siversk, civilians are buried where they fall. No time, no safety for a cemetery send-off. No bomb too big, no building in this eastern Ukrainian town seemingly off Russia's target list in their slow but relentless push westwards. This town is on the fringes of what the Ukrainian government controls. They're surrounded on 2 sides by Russian forces to the east and to the north, about 5 miles, 8 or 10 kilometers away. Shelling here, an ever-present danger. Among the ruins, people are surviving. 2,000 of a pre-war 11,000 clinging on. Valeria barely seems to notice another shell exploding. How hard is it to live here now? I don't realize it, but she's about to teach me how hard. She's not kidding. She comes back with a saw and a floorboard scavenged from a blown building. Every day sawing like this. Okay, so this is hard. Why do you, good muscles. Why do you stay here? If it's so hard, why do you stay? Valeria's lesson for me. Yes, life here is very hard, but this is home, and leaving would be harder.
It's home.
My house.
Yeah.
My house.
But it's so dangerous. There's bombs and explosions and... Someone has to stay, she says. We go in the basement when there's shelling.
Go.
Go? Yeah. Okay, I'm coming. She leads us to the basement.
So you're sleeping in here, you're living down here.
We've been sleeping down here for more than 3 months, she says. Down here, her cheerful sparkle is gone. We have no gas, electricity, water, or communication, she says. I have nowhere to go. There's more she wants to show us.
Yeah, look at this. Smashed.
Valeria's neighbours, like her, cooking outside.
Hello.
She's brought me to what's left of her friend's house.
It's all destroyed. The people who were here, did they survive?
God saved them, she says, but now they've left. By local standards, the shelling this day less than usual. This elderly lady venturing out for food. She tells us the food handout she needs hasn't arrived. The shelling getting closer. We go. Not so lucky, those we leave behind. Nick Robertson, CNN, Siversk, Ukraine.